Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, a vigil is planned for tonight for a UK student who was shot and killed late last week. And the two young men accused of killing him are set to appear in court today.
And we're tracking the investigation into a deadly stabbing in Lexington. We have the latest on that investigation coming up in a live report.
And a Mercer County man is in jail after police say he led them on a chase and crashed into a pond.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning from WKYT News. It's so good to have you with us here on this Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey, in for Rebecca today. The weekend, gorgeous on Saturday.
Right.
A few challenges on Sunday.
Here and there. Once in a while, kind of a windy storm would roll through, and at least the rain threatened throughout the day. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris to see what the new week holds.
And what we had yesterday, that's from the storm system that's actually pushing through right now. And that's what we're seeing outside, more rain in the forecast. Is stretching from north to south. This will take over a lot of our region, especially over toward the eastern zones here within the next couple of hours. It's right along 75 now. You're getting a few rumbles of thunder, but mainly just some gusty showers here and there sliding eastbound. So heads up eastern zones. It's not much, but it will lead to some wet roadways. You see that along Lexington and Frankfort. Richmond sitting there with some rain now falling across your neck of the woods, at least sliding on in here in the next few minutes. 63 degrees there in Richmond, 59 there in Somerset. We head toward the afternoon, 68. It's a nice feeling day, but a few rumbles here and there. Now, when do we get rid of the rain, at least for a couple of days? I'll show you that in your forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, and we'll see you shortly. And new this morning on WKYT, we're tracking a developing crime alert this morning. A man is dead after being stabbed in an apartment building in Lexington.
Police got the call to come to Trent Circle at 10:45 last night. When they arrived, they found a stabbing victim lying in a breezeway at an apartment. WKYT's Victor Puente is live from that complex. Good morning, Victor. What can you tell us?
Police were here for several hours here at Walnut Hill Apartments after that man was found dead in the breezeway of one of the buildings behind me. Now, police were called at 10:42 Sunday night. When they got here, they tell us they found a man lying in a breezeway. They say he'd been stabbed to death. The coroner said he died here at the scene. The mobile crime lab was brought out. Police were here for several hours collecting evidence. Police say it's possible the man was a pizza delivery driver. They say this may have been a robbery. They searched a lot of the vehicles here in the parking lot. Tell us they're still searching for a suspect and the murder weapon. They haven't released many details about the man who died, just saying he was a male in his 20s. Live in Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
All right, Victor, thank you.
A young man shot and killed in Lexington is set to be remembered by his peers tonight at a vigil.
22-year-old Jonathan Kruger died on Friday after being shot while walking home. And later today, the men charged with his murder are due in court. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live from District Court with the latest on this case. Good morning, Hillary.
Good morning, Bill and Barbara. That's right. 18-year-old Justin Smith and 20-year-old Ephraim Diaz are charged with murder in the shooting death of UK student 22-year-old Jonathan Kruger. Investigators say Kruger was shot and killed in an attempted robbery while walking home near UK's campus on East Maxwell Street. Both Diaz and Smith were arrested for the crime just hours later. Our cameras were rolling when the men were taken from police headquarters to jail. When asked if they were involved, both said they are innocent. Now, Smith is also charged with tampering with evidence and fleeing and evading. While Diaz and Smith will be in court for arraignment on those charges today, the UK campus will continue to remember and honor the murder victim. Kruger was the photo editor for the campus newspaper, the Kentucky Colonel. Tonight, his Colonel family will hold a candlelight vigil that is scheduled for 8 o'clock at Memorial Hall on UK's campus. For now, we're live in Lexington. Hillary Thornton, back to you.
Hillary, thank you very much. A Mercer County man is in jail this morning after police say he led them on a high-speed chase that went through several cities. Harrodsburg police arrested Jordan Miller. They say he ran multiple stoplights in Harrodsburg on Friday morning and even drove into a pond. The officer chasing him drove into the pond as well. Police say Miller disappeared, but they tracked him down the next morning. Police living on the farm where he was found say the commotion was frightening.
The boy stuck his hands up and hollered, I'm here, and they arrested him. And we found out later that he spent part of the night in one of the barns and part of the night in my dad's old house. My dad passed away about 2 years ago.
Miller faces several charges, including speeding and assaulting an officer.
The Jessamine County coroner tells us an autopsy and toxicology test will be performed later today on a man shot and killed by police. The shooting happened early Sunday morning in Wilmore. Kentucky State Police say that 2 Wilmore officers went out to a home on Hinkle Street yesterday for a report of a suicidal man. Officers say when they arrived, 40-year-old Michael Foster was standing outside with a gun.
A lot of families, there's a lot of kids on this street. That's my biggest worry with it. I mean, who knows where those bullets go, and then they could go into a home or through a window. And so it's hard to explain, but it does feel different. It's, to think it's such a small town and to have somebody have to be shot by the police, for everyone's protection, right outside of my house. But in this town in general, which is a very, quiet, family-friendly town.
The coroner says Foster died from multiple gunshot wounds. State police tell us that Wilmore police officers have been to that home before and were familiar with the victim.
Lexington police are continuing to investigate a break-in at a storage center off Mall Road. The owner of Space Center told us that a customer contacted police after noticing several units were open. The owner says it looks like the burglar used a crowbar to pry open nearly 50 of the units. Management asked all renters yesterday to come check their units to see if anything was missing. Police are now looking through surveillance video for footage that will give them a good look at the suspect or suspects.
Today marks the deadline for new voters to register to vote in the May primary election. Kentucky has a closed primary election, which means you must be registered as either a Democrat or a Republican to take part in primaries. The primary election is scheduled for May 19th.
A UK group collected donations to help a war veteran get around campus. Veteran Matt Bradford suffered major injuries while serving in Iraq, resulting in the loss of his eyesight and his legs. The Veterans Resource Center collected donations for a golf cart to help him get to class, and then also to Devers Golf Carts. They helped handle the rest.
Again, it is reassuring, I guess is the right word, to know that there are people out there that care as much about veterans as I do.
Devers Golf Carts say that model that Bradford is now using is worth about $7,500.
What a nice gift there.
Nice gesture.
It's really good.
The time is 5:07 on WKYT this morning on your Monday. And let's check and see what's going on in live drive traffic. Well, it looks wet there at Broadway and High Street, and we certainly had a shower over the station here on Winchester Road just a few minutes ago. So that is going to be just a little bit of an off and on issue throughout the morning and parts of the day as well. No reports of any early troubles out there so far this morning.
Just be careful as you head out.
And WKYT this morning on your Monday is just getting started.
Starbucks lovers, there will soon be 2 new Frappuccinos in town. Find out the new flavors in just a few.
And a popular collaboration collection at Target sold out with just in a few minutes over the weekend. We'll show you the pandemonium coming up in your consumer news.
Looking across the way, a line of showers, few rumbles of thunder slide into the forecast, especially over toward the eastern zones. The next few hours, then we have a little bit more back to the west. Show you what you can expect out of that and when those hit coming up.